Good evening, I'm Michaela.
I'm Magali.
And I'm Anastasia, and we are Kids Companion.
Please raise your hand if you have young kids or young extended family. Now I want you to imagine you and your kids are at the local park on a sunny Friday afternoon. 4-year-old Ava is on the swings and 6-year-old Carter is going down the slide. Since it's a very busy day, you try to keep close attention to them. A second later, you get a phone call from your boss that you need to answer. You pick up the phone while still watching Ava and Carter. You see Carter is on the slide, but Ava isn't on the swings. After an hour of looking for her, a woman says she found her 2 blocks away from the park.
Stuff like this happens all the time. Imagine how worse it could have been. Our problem is that kids go missing due to child abduction and human trafficking every day. This is where our product comes into play.
How many of you guys have heard about the recent event that happened on March 16th? If not, I'll let you know a little bit about it. A 2-year-old beautiful little girl named Noladi Robinson went missing. She was found dead due to child abduction. Sadly, she's not the first, and unfortunately, she will not be the last.
Our solution is a bracelet and an app that work together to keep your child close to you. You set a certain range that they have to stay in, and if they don't, the parent wearing a matching bracelet, which communicates with the child, will get an alert on their phone.
Our customer persona is a woman named Sarah. She's 32 years old and has 2 kids, lives in the suburbs of Oshkosh, well-educated, married to her high school sweetheart John, and has extra spending money. Sarah and her family love to travel and take road trips every summer. She works as an RN at her local hospital, and her husband is an ER doctor on call.
We have one direct competitor called Trax Family. They have everything we want to do with our product, from geofence tracking to real-time location, but there's a problem with their product. The battery life is too short, the surface is spotty, the product is a clip-on so it can easily fall off any running child. If the customer does not renew their product month to month, this bracelet they bought will no longer be able to be used for service, meaning they have to buy a completely new bracelet. And a big one, there's no two-way communication between the 2 bracelets. Ours will not do this. As you saw and heard, our product is a bracelet, so it won't easily fall off any running child. The parent also has a bracelet, so if the parent's phone dies, they can still communicate with the child's bracelet. If you also don't have the money for a month, no worries, it's a 6-month automatic fee. So there's no need to worry right away. We will send you notifications on your family plan. Kids Companion takes pride in helping your family. Our total addressable market size is based on population in the U.S. We started off with how many parents in the U.S. had young kids, which gave us 69% of the population. We finally narrowed it down from kids aged 3 to 11 and families that travel. This finally gave us our total number of buyers, 4,728,078 people. From the 4,728,078 people, we then narrowed it down to Wisconsin population. We can start small, then grow bigger. 0.017 families in Wisconsin travel and have kids aged 3 to 11, giving us our SAM of 80,377 families.
In the beginning, we started off with a tiny, strappy silicone band with a couple of designs to try to relate to the younger crowd. We then found out that this particular style would not work for us. It's too thin and could easily break off. We finally decided on a thicker band and interchangeable bands to give little kids the opportunity to choose what design they wanted on their bracelet. We came across this idea by researching Disney Fast Passes. We really like the idea of a thicker silicone band, but also not too bulky where kids don't want to wear it.
In our first month, we are planning to sell 26 of our bracelets due to the interviews we did back in October. From there, we will sell more of our bracelets in months 6 and 7 due to the summer vacation and a lot of families traveling. In year 1, we will lose about $2,000, but then grow by 50% in year 2 by advertising more. That will help us gain about $18,000. And then year 3, we will project by 75% and gain another $47,000. Our capital requirement, we are asking for $9,000 with 12% ownership and a post-money valuation of approximately $37,000.
We are Kids Companion, working now to protect later.
Any questions?
So can you describe the tech that goes into the bracelet? Where are you getting it? Where are you making it? Where are your supply chains coming from?
So everything is from different chain brands. So this is something we haven't figured out yet because we're still figuring out the prototype. So we were thinking of bulk silicone bands, and then a GPS, something we have not figured out yet though.
Is the selling price of $150 or subscription price of $150 every 6 months?
The selling price is $150, and then every 6 months you would have to pay monthly for your subscription.
Ballpark on the monthly?
$10.
Okay, quick. As far as the cost for the bracelet, have you priced that out yet?
It's 58, but that's not with the technology that goes into it.
Have you done any research on what that might look like?
Yeah, we were actually working with a company called Brown Boots, which is an app, and we have been back and forth with them talking about how much it would cost, what kind of technology we need for our bracelet.
On the slide that had the TAM and the SAM, there was a third number on there that I believe was 50. What was that number about?
That was our, how many people actually would buy our product.
So was that based on interviews then?
Yeah.
Okay.
No market size.
Okay.
Could you go back to the slide that showed the sales, tracking the sales by month? That one.
All right.
Okay. So you've got some pretty good growth. And how are you going to get the word out?
Advertising
What kind of advertising?
on Facebook, because we figured more women are on Facebook, and that's our target market.
Okay. I don't see advertising in the startup costs. I do see insurance, by the way, that's good. Are you guys drawing salaries out of this in the short run?
That is something we have not thought about yet.
Okay.
So if I put in 9,000 for 12% and you start getting into tech and realize it's a lot more expensive, are you going to be coming back to me for more money? Or are you going to be looking for other investors to dilute my share?
Other investors.
Okay, so I get hosed. Oh, that's cool. I just want to make sure.
How'd you know what you're getting into, right?
Exactly. And then real quick on your last one, you have a website of $12.
That was for our URL.
Okay. I was going to say, like, if you can get a website built for $12, I need to find out who that is.
Yep, so it's just our URL,
Okay.
URL for a year.
Perfect. And what's your exit strategy?
We would sell our company.
Okay. Idea of who might be a logical purchaser?
One of our competitors,
Okay.
so they can take us down.
Perfect.
So how are your competitors going to react? You mentioned there's one competitor that's not doing real well. What, in your opinion, of what they have in the product, and you're going to improve upon that?
Don't think they'd be very happy with us going against them.
How have they been doing in the marketplace?
So we've actually been researching them, and it says their product isn't out yet, but we've also researched the same name, and it gave us these reviews. So we're not quite sure if they're out yet, or if they're not out yet, or if they redesigned their entire thing and are starting new.
They might just be in beta right now.
What would prevent another company coming up with a cell phone app? And kids are getting cell phones these days and putting them on bands or wherever, carrying them where they go, and not having to have a special band and special software and special hardware to go with that, just a cell phone app and turn it right on.
Well, our bracelets communicate with each other, which differs us from them, so it kind of makes us stand out more, if that's what you're asking.
I'm kind of asking, well, I mean, phones obviously interact as well, and you can
We're
know,
targeting,
if you need a Snapchat, you can know where everybody is right away, right now.
we're targeting more for younger kids, so age 3 to 11. Usually 3-year-olds won't have phones yet, and around 11-year-olds, that's when they're getting in middle school, that's when they're going to start to have phones.
Well,
Good to go.
thank you.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
So we are Simply Recycling. I'm Jenna. I'm the CEO of Simply Recycling.
I'm Eli. I'm the CIO.
And I'm Marie, ICAO also.
So our problem is children and teens not knowing how to properly recycle. Our solution was to come up with curriculum that teachers can purchase or schools to teach children how to properly recycle.
Our MVP is curriculum for teachers, parents, and anyone else that cares about the environment.
So we tried to imagine the perfect customer. So we created Jamie. She's a 7th grade science teacher and she cares about the world and the planet, and she tries to recycle as best as she can. And she's worried about kids because she thinks that nowadays kids don't understand completely how to recycle. So she's trying to explain them as much as possible, but sometimes she feels like she's wasting her time because not everybody does it. Not everybody tries to recycle.
Our marketing plan is to target teachers, students, and parents using social media like this hashtag ban single-use plastic.
So we created our market size. So our TAM, which is all the teachers in the US, is 3.6 million teachers. Then we have our SAM, all the science teachers in the US, which is 2 million people, and that would be our potential customer number. And then we have the market sizing, which is all the teacher in the Fond du Lac School District, which is 210 science teachers.
Our competitors include Education.com, Education World, Discovery Education, and Teachers.org. We don't really see them as competitors considering they don't put education first.
Adults create the lessons that they put on their websites. We are different because teens are creating the lessons, not professional adults. They're not making them catered towards entertainment that children are into. They're more presentations, readings that children just skim through.
Our cost structure would be schools would pay for the lessons. Our revenue is through social media like Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest.
So for our budget, we are asking for $2,000. That would take care of our $15 for a URL, that's yearly. Our marketing cost of $51.95 for every month. Our LLC, $127, and an accountant that we've just figured in to deal with like all of our legal stuff, which is $35 a month. And then a liquidity cushion of $1,500.
Our proposed structure, so in exchange of $2,000, we would give 15% of ownership, and we base these numbers on our post-money valuation, which is approximately $11,000, and our pre-money valuation, so without the investment, is $9,000.
So this is just graphs of year 1, 2, and 3. So in year 1, we're expected to only make $500. In year 2, we're expected to make $750, and by year 3, we're expected to make over $8,000. The reason between year 2 and 3 is year 3 will be going national with our lessons. And just between January and March, we only plan to sell a couple of lessons because teachers aren't looking for lessons at this time. During the months of April, May, June, we plan to sell more because this is when teachers are looking to start planning their classes for next year's students.
We plan to sell the company at the end of 2 years to someone that would help use our strategy in having teens make the lessons.
So there is an example of one of our lessons. So this one is for high school students. There is a little presentation about recycling and then some activities, group activities, and there is some links that they can go on and do the activities. Here is an example of one of our middle school lesson plan, and it's a group activity that they can go online and do a Kahoot about recycling. So they will have some questions, and for each question they have multiple choices that they have to choose which one is correct, and it's like a little game competition between the groups. Our goal, so we wanted to make a change, so we decided to create lesson plans to teach children and teens how to recycle in a fun and easy way.
Any questions?
So is this a K-12 curriculum, or does it start at, what age group does it start at?
The lessons will be catered towards grades 1 through 12.
Could you go back to your Tam slide for a minute? Are you saying over half the teachers in secondary schools are science teachers? 2 million science out of 3.6 million total?
For our 2 millions, the number 2 millions science teachers?
Yes.
Yeah, so I went through some studies online, and that's the number that I found, the number of science teachers in the US. Yeah, 2 millions.
Does that sound reasonable to you, though, when you say there's 3.6 million total teachers?
Well, I think so, yeah, because
Science teachers then, okay.
well, yeah, because science teachers, I don't know, it's, well, I mean, maybe some of these numbers, there is some teachers that are science teacher, but also teaching another subject, so they are in the number. Yeah.
Did you do any interviews with any science teachers in the area to see if they're seeing this issue in their classrooms or within their schools?
We have found through many studies that children and teens just don't know how to. It's not necessarily that the teachers have found it, it's that schools, and it's just showing through years of generation that they don't know how to.
Are you seeing this at all at Horace Mann?
Yes, it is. We have a very poor recycling, I don't know how to word this. Children and teens just don't know how to, so they just don't care in the school.
Is this being designed by educators or designed by students in terms of curriculum?
The lessons are being designed by us, and they are based on Common Core standards, but we are catering them towards what entertains them.
Are you going to pay yourself to put in all the time and work into creating these?
We did not.
Did you think at all in terms of how much time that is going to take?
No.
Okay. And that's fair. I'm just.
We have not figured cost of how much we if we would pay ourselves.
Sure. Okay.
Are you competing against free curriculums from the competitors? Are those things that are posted on websites?
They are, some are free, and then some are also you have to pay for in order to use them or to see them.
Have you thought about other sources of funding besides the teachers, which don't have any money, and the school districts, which might have even less? Any chance of either getting companies that are sponsoring this program or other folks that would be sponsoring recycling, some of the energy companies or some of the other organizations that might want to implement a curriculum in the school?
We have not thought about that.
So you talked about your exit of selling it to a group of people that wanted to keep the same mission of having students continue to design and update the curriculum. Would you sell it to somebody that didn't have that? Like if Discovery came in and said, I'll give you a whole boatload of money, but we're going to have our adults in the back do it, would you sell to them?
No, we wouldn't, because we are going to keep the strategy of having teens and other young adults create the lessons. We wouldn't sell to somebody who's going to change it and have adults create them. That's not who we are or what our mission is to.
On the slide where you talked about how this would integrate into a lesson based on a 52-minute class, are you seeing this as just a couple minutes of a class, or it takes up an entire class for a week? Kind of, like, what are you seeing for that?
So for the 52 minutes, that would be an entire class of work.
Okay. So around one lesson?
Yep.
Okay.
So each lesson would be 52 minutes. So for the high school lesson that we showed, I created 3 lessons, so that would be 3 days worth of classes of 52 minutes. And that's just for like a chapter 1.
Sure.
How much science would actually be taught in these type of lessons?
Everything that, so for the worksheet that we had planned in the high school lesson, they would be going on through different government social science sites and finding facts and how to incorporate them into that worksheet. So they would be using the internet to find facts to put that into that worksheet.
Yeah, so we are also talking about how recycling affect the planet. So that would be science, like the global warming and stuff like that. That would, yeah, be in the science area.
Good to go?
Good.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
So we are Exact Traps. I'm Dylan, the CEO. I basically just tell everyone what to do. I'm the ideas man.
I'm Yair Gomez, and I'm the CFO, the financial guy.
I'm Dawson. I'm the CIO. I deal with the website and stuff.
I'm Alex, the president, and I'm like the planner to make sure everything gets done, because it wouldn't.
So imagine one day there's this guy named David, right? And he goes into his garage, he sees this rabid raccoon. He's not friendly, he's dangerous. And his wife has known about this for all. She keeps on telling him, get rid of this raccoon. And after a while, he's like, okay, I'll get rid of it. So he brings out his old trap, and the raccoon just goes up like nothing happened. So he doesn't want that. He wants to capture that raccoon, bring it out. He doesn't need it in his house. So he goes on the internet, finds Exact Traps. And it comes within a couple days shipping, no problem. He sets up, no problem. The animal goes through, it traps. It works. First try, no problem. And it just works. So we have our 3D model right here, which we built very early in the process. And then with our actual trap, this uses sonic wave sensors. So basically every half second, it would send down a sonic wave that would go up and down, or down and up into this one, and it would tell you the distance it takes to get there. We have it set so that if it's 18 centimeters or below, it will close the trap, or if it's above, it won't. So just in case a leaf were to go through, it won't set off the trap. And it would send a signal to this servo that would just shut it as Yair were to bring it through. And as you can see right here, we have a camera, but that is for a future model right now.
So for Sam, we lowered it to the hunters and trappers for the U.S., and then we lowered it to the hunters and trappers in Fond du Lac. And then for Sam, it's $65,400 for the people that are likely to be hunters and trappers. Customers served in a year, in 1 year is 1 out of 100 people for our market share.
What makes our trap different from other traps is it's more efficient, more accurate with the supersonic sensors. Set it off. The reason why they should buy it is because they should expect a better outcome and a faster trap.
For our early results, we ordered the Arduino so it works, so everything sets off right. And then we have the trap actually working. And then we have our website too, so you can sign up to be early adopters.
So for ability to generate revenue, our marketing will be through the website and social media. Those are free things that we could do with ease. And once we start getting a little more money, we'll be putting ads into hunting magazines. And then for revenue streams, we'll be renting traps out for people who don't want to buy it, but they still want to use it for $10 a day or $40 a week. And then we'll also be selling the trap for $120. And how we acquire customers will be through the early adopters and social media. The COGS for the material costs will be $45. Labor would be estimated $54. And then the total price of the product, which we'd be selling it for, is $120. For a sales print, we will be selling traps at certain stores like Menards, Fleet Farm, and then we will be selling add-ons in case someone doesn't want to buy a trap and they just want to get the components needed to have it work. We'll be selling add-ons and also with the renting. Sorry about that. How we will be making money is the way we go and make money is by having partnerships with specific stores, having carry it, buy them for us, so we don't really have to worry about them selling it. We get the money pretty much from them. And then for SG&A costs, accounting is around $500, shipping is $300 in the website, get the URL is around $12.
The financial model that we are using is transaction-based revenue. The revenue forecast for year one is $93,000. The gross profit margin for year one is $68,700. The net profit margin for year one is $54,310. And the numbers keep growing in each category, which shows in our 3-year summary chart.
Our exit plan would be to sell our company to a bigger company for a certain amount of money in 3 years. In exchange for $11,000, the company is proposing 15% ownership, and then business based on the post-money valuation of $103,000. Our pre-money valuation of Exact Traps is currently $85, and then we're asking for a capital of $11,000. The funding will be used for getting all the materials needed to build more traps. The estimated return percentage is 50%.
Any questions?
How much are you planning to sell or rent these for? I'm sorry if I missed that.
Renting will be $10 a day, $40 yeah.
Okay. And to sell it outright?
$120.
Okay.
So what was the profit per unit again?
Profit per unit, Dawson?
We'd be selling each unit for $47, so I can't do it.
It would take about 47 to make it all and everything, so around 80 something. Sorry that I'm giving you rough numbers, but it's under stress and all that.
Speaking of that, you said 120 selling price?
Yeah, 120.
90 or 70 or 47.
There's a lot of numbers.
And also you said there's 45 in labor, 45 in costs, and you came up with 85 in the valuation?
Yeah.
45, 45 and 90, I think that's a calculation.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry.
Patents, have you figured out how, I saw $1,000 budgeted for patents.
Yeah.
Do you think you can get away with that?
When we research patents and all that, for about 1,000, that should get us, for the base trap and everything, just $1,000 to get that patent rocking and rolling. We believe we could get away with that.
I'd add about 24,000 to that.
24?
Yeah. Those attorneys are really spendy. So is this designed for inside or outside? Because I see a lot of exposed wires, but I know this is a prototype.
Since this is a prototype, we will be waterproofing everything, so it is an outside trap.
Okay.
But since it is a very rough prototype, we don't have that just yet based on time constraints.
The example you gave was a home trap that catch a raccoon, but now you're going after hunters and trappers as commercial, as in hobbies, as folks that are actually outdoors folks?
So basically, this is an everyman's trap. Anyone can use it for any purpose, basically. And most people who would use this is basically single moms. They have the garden, squirrels trying to get into the garden, they just want to trap it, get away with it.
Rabbits.
Yeah, rabbits. But this can go for anyone who needs it. Hunters, if they want to catch something small, they could just use this.
You have to put bait in it to get the critter in there?
Yeah, we will be putting bait, and we also had a separate idea where we could use a spray of something that the animal would like, so we could bring in that specific animal, so we don't have to worry about anything else. Like, if we want to catch a squirrel, we have like a peanut kind of smell going through, so they are attracted to that.
And have you looked into that? Like, would you partner with another company to handle that aspect, or would you handle that aspect as well?
We would want to partner with different companies through that aspect, yeah.
That was the right answer.
So who's some of your competition in this market segment?
We don't really have too much competition. Everything would be indirect, because this would be the only trap in existence to do what we're doing. Basically, we have the standard issue trap like Have a Heart, who does the pressure plate system. And there's a company called Vulture Company who just sells add-ons. They don't sell the complete trap or anything.
Good deal. Thank you guys very much.
Hey ladies out there! Sorry, fellas. After working out, is your sports bra disgusting? After a basketball practice, ours are drenched in sweat. All of our teammates agree that they have the same issue. How are we supposed to hit the floor feeling confident in ourselves when we actually aren't confident with our bodies at all? At halftime, we even have to take time out of our coach talking to us to wipe down our chest area and apply deodorant. It's gross.
Amber is a college student in her early 20s who loves to be active and loves her athletic clothes to be cute. Amber does have extra spending money and loves to go swimming in the summer, but the only thing is she's not confident in her body because she has chest and back acne from her sports bra. Her sports bra gets built up with sweat from participating in active activities. She went to many different stores like Nike and Under Armour to find a solution to her problem. There were some sports bras that said they wicked sweat, but they just didn't work. Then she came across our company, Bamboo. We are a company that makes sports bras out of bamboo fabric to wick away sweat. She no longer felt gross while working out and was more confident in her body thanks to Bamboo.
This is our website. The second page explains about our product and what we are trying to accomplish. And then the third page tells you a little bit about us.
As athletes, we spend a lot of time practicing and sweating in our sports bras. We have all noticed acne starting to come in on our chest or backs. A lot of us have lost our confidence because of this problem. So the problem we are solving is fixing confidence. We are doing this by making a sports bra that is going to wick away your sweat. The fabric we have chose to do this with is a bamboo fabric. Competitors. There are some sports bras out there right now that are supposedly supposed to wick away sweat. We have purchased these bras from Nike and Under Armour and used them at practices, but they just do not work. We have other competitors like Lululemon. We have not bought one from there, but have done research and it seems like it doesn't work either. From what we have found, our competitors, Nike, Under Armour, and Lululemon, do not work.
This is our BMC. We use this throughout the year to determine which things work and which things didn't. For example, we started with our target market at ages 12 to 24, but we changed it to 10 to 35 because we realized girls are going into puberty much earlier than usual and because older women are starting to work out. Our TAM is the total addressable market, which means how many people could be our customer, which is 29,900,880. We got this number by starting with how many people are in the US, which is 327 million, and then we broke it down by finding out how many women are in the US, which is 58% of the total US population. Then we figured out how many women were active in the US, which was 18% of the women population, which led us to our number of 29,900,880 to be our potential customers. Our SAM is a serviceable available market, which means which customers are in our reach geographical wise. We figured this out by using the TAM number and taking Wisconsin's population into factor, which is 1.7%. Then we calculated the ages of 12 to 24 of females in Wisconsin, which is 17%, which gave us the numbers of 89,972. Then finally we did the SOM, which is the number of customers predicted for us to sell in year 1, which is 800 customers.
Our MVP is our target market, which is 10 to 35. We chose the number because girls are starting to go through puberty earlier and older women are starting to work out. We found the numbers 10 through 35 years old by interviewing 30 people, and 26 people said they had the problem and 4 people said they did not. The people that said they had the problem ages range between 10 to 35, so that's why we chose those numbers. Revenue. In year 1, we are predicted to sell 270 units, and then in year 2 by having a 200% growth rate by selling 810 units. And then finally in year 3, we're going to be selling 4,050 units with a 400% growth rate.
In year 1, we'll have made $11,880 in revenue. In year 2, we will have made $35,640 of revenue. Then finally in year 3, we will have made $178,200 in revenue.
We have an Instagram page that has 35 followers. So far on that page, we have posted 6 pictures. We also have a Facebook that has 53 followers and 52 likes. We have posted on Facebook and have some people share it. We are selling our sports bras at $45. It costs $16.24 to make. Our startup costs are $300 for a lawyer. Our patent costs $1,000. The prototype of our sports bra costs $30. And then for marketing, it will cost $7,200.
Okay, these are our 2 prototypes. The white one is the first prototype we made. We had a girl and a boy test it out, athletes in our school, and they came back to us telling us that the band was too hard. So in our second prototype, we put the fabric on the around the band, and we put the bamboo fabric inside the band and overlapped it with a nylon fabric to make it more comfortable and more eye-appealing to the customer.
Our startup costs are $1,330 and our marketing cost is $7,200. Then our liquidity cushion is $665, which brings us to a grand total of $9,195. So that is why we are asking for $10 at 7.5% equity with a post-money valuation of $64,123. Our exit plan is to sell to a larger company at the end of 3 years.
Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Who made your prototypes?
The first one my grandma made, and then our mentor, Nikki, she has a friend that works at a bridals, like makes wedding dresses, so she made that one for us.
Could you go back to the price slide on the materials? $16.24. Do you have any labor, or is it kind of free?
Yeah, right now it's free because we're not like.
What would you project labor to be? How long did it take to make the prototype, and then what do you think it will find to when you actually start production?
Like per unit or overall? Well, probably like 15 an hour or so. Does that answer your question?
As in every 4 minutes you can make one, or $15 worth of labor per
we actually didn't take that into consideration. I have to look into that.
Same patent comment, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So I know one of the biggest complaints with women in sports bras is the support they provide. Is that going to be a concern in your product? Yeah, I've actually had this conversation more times than I care about that.
We interviewed 33 people, and they all said they wanted support. So when we had our second one made, we tried doing our symbol here, and that provides extra support as well.
Yeah, but the straps are located differently.
Yeah.
So compared to your competitors, where does that $45 kind of, yeah, is that on the low end, is that on the high end?
So actually, to find our price, we took like the average number of sports bras throughout all their websites and just put ours in there too, so it's,
Kind of middle?
yeah.
Okay.
You guys are going out some really big companies, Nike, Under Armour. I mean, every athletic company has a sports bra, including generics. Aren't you afraid that they're going to say is, hey, these guys are getting traction, come in, run something very similar and just crush it?
Well, okay, we have wicking sports bras from Nike and Under Armour, and they don't work. And ours was tested, and they seem to work.
Do you think they will recover from that? I mean, Under Armour got its reputation from wicking away sweat in their T-shirts and other clothes. And it sounds like they should have down to the science. They might be able to step in.
Yeah, I guess the concern is you guys start grabbing market share and they come in and say, hey, we can do this, and then take away what you build. Is there any thought on that, how you play defense against some of the bigger guys? Yes, no.
Not really.
That's okay.
That's fine. That's a perfect.
Did you do any interviews with any like other athletes and see if they were interested in using this?
We actually like bring this up into the locker room during like our sports activities, and people are complaining about it all the time. And most of our interviews, well, not most of them, but like we interviewed all different, like not just athletes but other people too, and the athletes and other people too all have this issue. So.
And what's your exit strategy?
We said our exit strategy was to sell to a larger company at the end of 3 years.
Would you be willing to do that sooner if somebody came in, liked your idea, and just wanted to get you guys out of the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like an Under Armour?
Yeah.
Now, did you say website sales or retail sales or what's
Website sales.
Good to go. Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so our third place team for a $500 prize, Kids Companion. Come on up. We're going to take a picture, so come on in. Do one with, and then you guys. Ready? Smile. Okay, you guys want to jump in?
It's pretty terrible. Gonna stand next to my boss?
Our second place team for a $1,000 prize is Bamboo. Okay, jump on in there.
Congratulations.
Good job.
So our first place team for a $1,500 cash prize, prize. Exact Trap. Okay, go ahead and jump in there.
Pull it out. Take a picture. And somebody grab the numbers on the bottom and start paying the bills with it.
You can't even see her.
Sarah, where are you?
There's so many guys.
There we go.